This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a mechanic? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, John Blanton with Bare Bones Auto Shop. John, it's great to have you on today. Now, we are so excited to learn all about you and your business. So go ahead and tell our listeners just a little bit more about your auto shop.
Well, I started Bare Bones back in 2011. I was working for another company, and I won't mention Driver's Edge name, but they wanted me to do something that was unethical, in my opinion. And when I refused to do it, they told me when my name was on the building, then I can make the decisions. And I said, you know what, you're right. So I quit the next day and started my own shop out of my garage at home. I posted signs up on a street corner with my phone number on it, and it grew from there. And we currently now have two shops, one in Crum and one in Denton. And we employ 18 people. Our Denton shop is large. It's about 15,000 square feet. We can accommodate, we've got 21 lifts in there. So it's very big. Our Crum shop's about 5,000 square feet, and we accommodate six bays in there. But yeah, we've been growing, and we're currently looking for a third location, and hopefully it will be in Frisco. We're looking in that area. It's quite challenging to do that these days, though.
Well, John, thank you so much for sharing your backstory with us and a little bit more about your business. Now, we're going to hop into what is that most common misconception that you come across being a mechanic that drives you crazy that you want to address for our listeners today?
Well, probably my biggest one is that everybody seems to think the mechanics in the shops are out to gaslight them, so to speak, or to sell them things that they don't really need, And it's kind of a double-edged sword, because on one hand, you got a professional mechanic looking over your car and letting you know what you need. But at the same time, there are those out there, and I've worked for them, and they do want to upsell you on things that you really don't need. So it's a fine line, but we have a fiduciary responsibility to the customer to let them know the condition of their vehicle, but at the same time, not come across as though we're just trying to milk them for every penny they got, and that's really not the case. But, we have a lot of times where if a customer comes in, we see, bad tires or bad belt. If we don't say anything to you and you go down the road and it breaks, and you're going to come back and say, well, I just had it in there. Why didn't you tell me about this? But then if I do tell you about it, then you're just trying to upsell me, so it's kind of a double-edged sword, but we try to approach it right. And I actually created an online school that teaches people what questions to ask a shop, because I've noticed that a lot of people come in and the supervisor will tell you something like, oh, you got a P456 code. We need to smoke test the system, see where the fault is. It's going to be $200. Are you okay with that? And, do you have any questions? And they look at you like deer in the headlights. It's not that they don't have questions. They just don't know what questions to ask. So what I've done with Bare Bones is I've added an online course, and we add this into our advertising clips, but we teach people, and we do it at the shop too, is we teach people what questions to ask. So I've kind of got these mantras where if there's no proof, there's no approval. And if it's not written, it's not real. So if a shop tells you, oh, well, you need to do this fuel injection cleaning, and if you say why, and they say, well, because we just think it needs to be done, or something, let's just show me proof. If they tell you, come by and say your brakes need to be done. Well, I want to know, what are the specs on the brakes? What are they supposed to be? Where are they at when they're new? Just the right question to ask. And in our course that we have online through school, it teaches you the questions to ask, and it gives you deliverables at the end that you can put to your phone or print out and put in your glove box and take to the shop. So even if you don't really understand the answers, but if you ask the right questions, they're going to think that you understand the right answers, so that they're not going to, try to get over on you. But it's basically just I've approached Bare Bones as an education. I treat people the way I want my own mother and my sisters to be treated when they walk into an auto shop. And so I always keep that in mind. And I also like to think that people are there, even if their car is old and beat up, but to me, it's their life. Their car is their life. It's the way they get their kids to school. It's the way they go to their job. It's the way they pay their bills. It's everything to them. So I don't care what your car looks like. We will take the best care of it we can and offer you the best solutions for you.
So, John, we're going to go ahead and switch gears here for a second and circle back to this conversation. But we do know that marketing is the heart of every business. So, ideally, who are you looking to attract? What does that ideal customer look like for you or client? And, how are you attracting them today?
My ideal customer is really anybody that drives a car, and they want to be treated with respect and dignity and honesty. And we don't just say that we're honest. We actually prove it by showing you what we do and showing you how to do it and what questions to ask. But so our marketing, like I said, we just get everybody. We get the people who are DIYers who kind of try to do it themselves in their garage and then they end up messing up and they bring it to us and we help them get through it. Or the people who absolutely know nothing about cars, bring it into us. And I've been in shops where the mechanics will talk down to people, and we always make sure that we don't talk down to anybody. We make sure that if the person's looking at us like they're confused, we go and ask, is there a different way we can explain it? Is there, we try not to use technical jargon, and we try to explain things in a way that's understandable, and we'll even take you out in the shop and show you what we're talking about if it helps. But we just encourage people to ask questions and find out, what's really needed, what has to be done.
Wow, John, I can definitely hear the heart for what you do just in your voice. Have you ever thought about having your own podcast for your business before, just to educate, your potential clients?
I haven't thought about it until now, but it's a good idea. And one of the reasons I want to educate people is because I've been in this industry for 40 years. And I do get tired of the stigmatism that is associated with it. And unfortunately, it's not all undeserved. There are bad people out there. But if we can educate people and teach them what to ask, then the industry has to live up to that. Because if people start asking the right questions, then they know they can't basically mess them over because people are educated. So I think it'll help bring up the whole industry in general.
Most definitely.
It'll make other shops more accountable to customers.
Most definitely. Well, we are almost out of time today, and we've covered some great information here, but final question for you. What all of our listeners here really want to know, and any potential clients you may have, is where can they go to learn more about Bare Bones Auto Shop?
Well, we've, of course, got online websites, and you can go on there. We also we're one of the fewest, if not the only auto shop, definitely the only auto shop in the area. We have our own app. So we have a Bare Bones app on Apple Store and Google Play that you can download, and you can text us, call us through there, or you can visit our stores in Denton at 3826 Market Street, or in Crum at 1499 East McCart Street. And we'll be happy to walk you through what we do and get you taken care of.
Well, John, I really appreciate you being on the show today, and we wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com. Or call 469-221-9345.